It's Jerry Muccio. I'm a San Diego firefighter, and also I work for Local 145 as Health and Safety Director. With the COVID-19 upon us, there's a lot of things going on. And Local 145 wanted to let you know that your firefighters are here for you. Not only are we responding to all the calls that are needed, as members of Local 145, we have been donating to a community responsibility fund, and we like to use that money to give back to the community in a time of need. Today is day 9 of our COVID-19. So today we are presenting our donation to PANA. Ramla, the executive director, is here to tell us about her organization.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Ramla Sahid. The Partnership for the Advancement of New Americans, PANA, works primarily with refugees throughout San Diego County, working to ensure their economic, social, and civic inclusion and belonging in the San Diego region. The San Diego Refugee Workers Emergency Fund was launched, I want to say 2 weeks ago, with the support of the Islamic Center of San Diego, the United Women of East Africa Support Team, the Korean Organization of San Diego, and the Refugee Health Unit at UC San Diego Center for Community Health. This partnership is incredibly important because these are the partners who are providing frontline direct service support to our refugee communities, from everything from helping people apply for unemployment, to making sure that they have access to healthy quality foods, to ensuring that kids who are staying at home have the tutoring and the support that they need, virtual support that they need during this time. So the fund has actually been a tremendous success thanks to the generosity of so many San Diegans who've come together to contribute to the fund. The fund is now over $28,000, with the latest contribution coming from the San Diego Firefighters. Thank you. And the opportunity here is to ensure that families who were already behind and already struggling don't fall further behind. So these are direct cash payments to families to help them pay for emergency expenses like rent, utilities, food, and other emergency needs that without help they couldn't afford. So this opportunity today is another moment to kind of share with you, to share my thank you, another opportunity to say, this is what gives us hope. It's coming together. It's making sure we're all doing well. All of our families are being taken care of, and it's the neighbor, and it's the relative, but it's the community. Really, the community is what gives us protection and gives us what we need in times of crises. And San Diego's really showing up for San Diego refugees. So I appreciate that. I also appreciate our council president Georgette Gomez, who nominated us for this tremendous award. So I want to say thank you before I end.
Can you tell me how COVID-19 has impacted you personally and your organization?
So COVID-19 threw, I think, all of us a curveball, one that we didn't expect, and so that meant a lot of our staff, a lot of our community members had a hard time first adjusting. So first it was, how do we maintain the same level of support and services to families while working from home? To know we've got to stop, we've got to stop to think and plan, and we've got to do things differently so families have the access that they need and the support that they need to get help. So we ended up actually putting a pause on all of our programs for about 1 week, just to plan, to reorient, and to shift. It also caused a lot of disruption in terms of we needed to shift the kind of tools we were using. So a lot of our staff provided a lot of direct one-to-one support. And so having to shift that and train staff to provide virtual support, provide over-the-phone support. In cases where we might have needed documentation to inspect and to review, we're having to just rely on, the image that the family sends us. And sometimes the quality of those images are great, and sometimes those images are really terrible because of, everyone has a diversity of access to different types of technologies. And so just realizing it opened our eyes to just how difficult it is to expect certain families to go completely remote, or certain employees to go completely remote without additional help. And so I think, making sure that people have access to technology has been really important, but also taking the time to train people to use that technology, help people shift and reorient their work so that they're able to easily get what they need, but maybe it's not going to be perfect, and that's okay too. And so we're having to shift our work in those ways, and also being compassionate, right? That things aren't going to go exactly as we wanted. And so it's okay to sort of say, well, maybe that strategy that we thought was going to work is not going to work, and completely shifting to virtual support. For example, with our census work, we had organizers who were supposed to provide in-person direct support. Those organizers were elders in the community. They have tremendous respect and leadership, and access to individuals and trust, natural indigenous trust in the communities in which they come from. And so that was why we hired them, right? Because that's an incredible thing, right? That we want to absolutely exploit to make sure 100% of our families are counted. Unfortunately, this COVID shift meant we had to shift from that direct support to virtual, and a lot of those folks couldn't hang with us, right? They couldn't stay to provide because it was too difficult to try and shift the work to virtual support and at the same time train people on the technology and at the same time troubleshoot from afar. And so we ended up actually pausing that program and rehiring a group that we work with, a group of young people, youth that we've been working and developing with over a couple of years now. That group of youth, they come from the community, they speak the language, they're absolutely tech savvy, right? And so they're able to shift and adapt to virtual support fairly quickly and understand our technology, and sometimes maybe even troubleshoot on their own with a little bit of guidance. And so that shift, though, creates a challenge, right? Because it's different when an elder calls you and says, "Hey, Halima, how are you?" To when a young person who's unsure of themselves calls you and says, "Hi, is this Halima?" Right? It's a different dynamic. It's a different level of reaction and response you'll get. And we hope that our community is patient with us as we make those shifts.
That's such a cool idea. I mean, it's using our resources because our youth are so tech savvy. That is awesome. And hopefully you'll be a good model for other companies. My next question is kind of two parts. So if you're somebody that needs your assistance, how do they get it? And then how does the community give you guys the support you need? Is it only monetary? Is it items? Is it food? Is it resources? So let us know how we can all help.
Absolutely. So for us, it's all monetary. We're providing cash payments to families who need access to emergency cash to pay for rent, to pay for utilities, to pay for the things that they need. So that's how we're mainly providing support to our families. We are providing other types of support. So if families call, they'll also get screened to see if they're eligible, and we'll help them apply for unemployment benefits. We'll help them apply for CalFresh benefits. We'll try to figure out what else do you qualify for and how do we get you access to those services and resources. We also have a website that kind of goes through various resources in the community, especially hot meals. There are a lot of incredible folks who are kind of mobilizing right now to ensure our seniors have hot meals and hot plates. And so making sure that people are aware of what those resources are, not reinventing the wheel. We don't have to do everything. Folks can support by going online and donating to PANA and the San Diego County Refugee Families Emergency Fund at panasd.org/COVID fund. And we'll make sure you have that link up. The other way that folks can, for those who need support, who need access, call the general PANA line and we'll get you patched into a caseworker who can help you apply. I hesitate to offer the number on here, just because as we know, and as a lot of us are experienced who are providing different types of COVID rapid response, the need absolutely far outgrows the resources that we have, right? And so to be eligible for the fund, you have to live in San Diego County. We've gotten, believe it or not, we've gotten calls from people from outside the states. You have to be a refugee or come from a refugee background. And you have to be referred through one of the other partners as well. So it's the United Women of East Africa Support Team, the Korean Organization of San Diego. We're also working with Hamadi Jumale from the Somali Bantu community of San Diego, Islamic Center of San Diego. We've had folks be referred through folks from El Cajon, and so we're getting referrals directly from people who are providing frontline support to families who are identifying families who are in need, and then referring them to the refugee fund. We screen them. Our application process is actually very, very easy. We require your SDG and e-bill or whatever utility bill you're requesting support for maybe the first page of just the lease and your photo ID. That's it. We don't ask for any other information. We've gotten reports that people are getting over the phone calls to ask for other types of information. That is not us. And we typically try and turn around support within a week, max 10 days. So it's incredibly fast as well.
That is awesome. And I want to present Council Member President Georgia Gomez for picking this organization. President Gomez, are you here? Would you like to give us a few words?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Jerry, and hi, Ramla. Good morning to all, and I'm Georgia Gomez, the Council President for the City of San Diego, and I get to represent District 9. Very proud of that, representing my community. I'm very proud to be working with PANA and the work that they've been doing and continue to do in behalf of the community, making sure that our community members are recognized and that we're providing a better opportunity for them to feel supportive in all moments, but more importantly in moments like these that are more crucial than ever, to ensure that people are feeling safe, that there's somebody there for them. And I'm very pleased that and very proud to be recommending PANA for the assistance that Local 145 is providing for not only this organization, but other organizations throughout the city. Thank you so much for doing that. I mean, you're already in the front line doing amazing work and making sure that our community is also safe, and you're putting yourself out there. And I really want to recognize that. So thank you so much. And now you're doing this other level of support, which is provide the donations to nonprofits that are also doing the incredible work. So thank you so much. I can't thank you enough for everything that you do for San Diego.
Thank you. We just want to give back, and we want everyone to know we're here for them in the time of need, like we've always been. So as your position, what kind of, I guess, we've talked a lot about the resources we've had over the last 9 days. Maybe we should talk about some hope. Like, give us some hope today. Let's talk about some good things coming in San Diego, or some good words.
Yeah, I mean, some hope. I mean, I'm very hopeful, as Ramla indicated. I think we're seeing this unique relationship that we're seeing. I mean, from as an elected, at times working with other agencies doesn't happen that often. And I have to give shout outs to the leaders in our region. I mean, the county is doing an incredible job in really informing us and giving us direction and making decisions that are not easy to do, but they're necessary. The city of San Diego is also stepping up. Our governor is stepping up and providing the resources, and also being the leaders that voters elect us to do. And I think and specifically in moments like these, this is when you want to see that leadership come to shine. And I'm very proud of that. That to me is very hopeful, because in order for us to create a good government that is inclusive, that is transparent, I think we're seeing it firsthand right now in California. And that to me is hopeful. And I really want to acknowledge that. It's hard, but we're seeing it. We're unique as a state, that we really haven't. It's been hard, and we have seen some devastated outcomes. But at the same time, if we compare ourselves to others, we're doing good, and that's because of the leadership. So for me, that's very hopeful. because we're seeing the strong leadership and hopefully getting us out of this in a less impactful way sooner rather than later, which is what we're all working towards. Hopefully we'll come out of it very soon. And we're also seeing the first responders, right? Including fire, including lifeguards or PD, that they're also engaging in a way that it's helpful, that we're making sure that we're lifting our community out of this and providing the necessary resources, whether it be monetary, whether it being access to technology, whether it being a moratorium on evictions, or whether it being making sure that people are getting fed. So to me, just seeing that just creates a moment of, wow, we're very lucky, and we need to acknowledge that. So let's continue being good to each other. Let's continue checking in with each other. Sometimes it's just a call. It doesn't need to be monetary or food. It's just a call, just making sure that, hey, how are we doing? I think that these are moments that we have an opportunity to bring the best out of all of us. And we're seeing that in action, and that makes me happy. That definitely encourages me. We will come out of this. And the more important thing, though, is for me that I keep saying is we will come out of this, no question whatsoever. But are we going to come out of this in a better way? Are we going to start really seeing better policies that are addressing some of these inequalities that we're seeing firsthand? Are we going to make sure that we're taking care of our first responders in the way that they need to be taken care of? Because you all are putting yourself out there, you're in the front line. So there's opportunities to do better. So are we learning our lessons, and are we going to create a government that is reflective to address those issues that we're seeing right now?
That's awesome. And I see that too. The way we're all working together is pretty amazing. We had really two options, right? We could be destructive and not work together as a community, or come together as a community. And we definitely have come together as a community, which is awesome.
Yes.
And you bring up a great point. Maybe today should be that day we reach out. That day we reach out to people that we haven't talked to, just do a check-in, whether it's a text or a phone call. Make sure your people in your life are okay. So, Ramla, would you like to end or give us any more information?
Excuse me. The last point of information I want to share is, again, thank you, San Diego, for showing up, for stepping up, for coming together, for supporting our refugee families. Thank you, Council President Georgia Gomez. Thank you, firefighters. You guys are awesome. Stay safe out there. And, as of today, we've given out over $76,000 in grants directly to families. So that's huge, and we should all be proud of that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. President Gomez, anything you'd like to end with?
No, just also thank you to the firefighters, 145. Thank you so much for doing an incredible job and being there present, but also even taking it beyond and giving your personal money to donate to organizations, and recognizing that it's not only the work that you all do, but it really also takes others to do the work to lift us out of all of this. So we're all in it together, as Ramla mentioned, but it's really beautiful to see us all coming together and helping one another. I know that the work that Ramla is doing with her organization, PANA, is not easy. They get very little resources, and the massiveness of need in our community is really significant. And the moments like these even put additional pressure on organizations, because there's just so much work, and I see it firsthand as we're trying to get information out there. The district that I represent is many languages that we have to serve. So we've been working really closely with PANA and other organizations and helping us translate information. And that's also really important, not only aside from the money, but also ensuring that people are getting the information that they need in the language so they can understand it. And I want to give shout outs to PANA for helping out and doing that translation with other organizations as well. But also, more importantly, I'm very proud in seeing the organizations in the district that are stepping up and making sure that our community is being taken care of. Thank you, Ramla, and everybody in the team. And I'm very proud of our community members for doing the things that we need to do in these moments of crises. So we're here to support one another. Let's make sure we take care of one another, and we will get out of this, and hopefully sooner rather than later. But let's continue staying at home if we have that luxury. A lot of our members in District 9 don't have that luxury. They're still working in the grocery stores. They're still keeping San Diego moving forward. So I also want to recognize the efforts that my community members are doing. And we'll hopefully sooner rather than later we'll come back. And like I said, hopefully it's an opportunity to learn from these moments and how we're going to do things differently. So thank you, 145, once again, doing amazing work. And you just continue to impress all of us to do this extra effort to support organizations. Thank you so much for all of that. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for picking this organization. Want to let everyone know we're on day 9 of 19 days of COVID. You can go on our Facebook page or Instagram page and look at all the other organizations that with council and the mayor we have decided to donate for. So tune in for day 10 tomorrow. Everyone stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you very much.